Okay, nice. Okay, so first off, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this with us. We really appreciate it in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. To kind of start us off, can you share a little bit about yourself and how you decided to dedicate so many years of your life to being a public servant?
Sure. I'm super excited about this opportunity. So I am a daughter of an immigrant. My mother immigrated from Mexico, so I'm first generation. My father was in the military. So we moved around quite a bit and then ended up here in San Diego, as many military families do. I grew up in San Ysidro. My mom still lives there. The reason I mention that is, for me, San Ysidro is one of those communities that just really offered me so much, right? So culturally, linguistically, growing up on the border, having families on both sides of the border, it's just something that it really touches my heart. And I'm super excited that as I've been on my county journey, which I just in September hit 32 years with the county.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm really excited because I started out as a frontline eligibility worker in my community, and to be able to still support the community countywide is exciting. But I was able to join the county and have just been able to really grow there. The sense of serving our community really came from I would say my mother and my father. Having my mother being, Spanish being her first primary language, English being her second language, being able to help her along the process, help our community members, has also been something that was really ingrained in me. And so I think that's where the desire to serve the public has really come about. And I've just been fortunate to be able to continue to do that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Congratulations on 32 years. That's very impressive, and that's a big milestone. So congratulations. And thank you so much for kind of introducing yourself a little bit and giving us a little reason why you're at where you're at. So thank you so much. And so to other Hispanic young girls who are watching this right now, can you tell us a little bit more of what you would say to them who are interested in pursuing a career in public health and don't really know where to start?
Lots of different opportunities. So I have found that, we often hear that, get a mentor. But I would say going beyond that. So don't always feel like it has to be a formal mentor. There's so many informal mentors. Reach out. If you meet someone, if you're in an event, if you see someone, and don't be afraid, just reach out and say, hey, can I talk to you? I'm interested in this. Do some job shadowing. Really connect. Schools have wonderful opportunities. Now, I graduated from San Diego State with both my undergrad and my graduate degree, but I did it as a working adult. I didn't do it maybe the traditional way. And so I think being able to really connect with people is really important. Reaching out to people and just being able to learn and adjust as you go along is super important. And the last thing I would say is, you may identify a route that you want to go, but it may evolve. And that's what happened for me. I really started sort of thinking when I went to college that it was going to be in the business administration world, and it evolved to public administration. I was working with the county and then into public health. So just know that there's lots of opportunities and evolve as you go along, and know that it's an exciting journey. And it's one that sometimes may not be the straight path you're expecting, but as long as you learn along the way and learn and grow with it, I think that's the best advice.
Awesome, thank you. And I'm sure many young Hispanic girls are thanking you as well. What has been one of the most rewarding aspects of working for the county throughout the pandemic, or aside from the pandemic? What would you say is one of the most rewarding aspects?
Yeah, so as I shared, 32 years. And for me, having that sense of passion and purpose is super important, right? When you're doing something this long, it needs to be really behind passion and purpose. And the county has really allowed me to do that. And I think the last couple of years, especially under the pandemic, really, I grew even more appreciative of the county, the role we play. And I would say this, it is not about me or a particular team of the county. It is about the opportunity. And I think that here in San Diego, we do it really well. binationally we do it, Belle, with our partners in Baja California, is that we do this in partnership. We recognize and realize that no one entity, no one person can do this, right? And we saw it during the pandemic. It was all hands on deck. It was acknowledging that, you know, our promotores, our promotoras, our partners, our schools, law enforcement, mayors, we all needed to come together, and the county team, to move forward and address the inequities that were occurring, address the opportunity to get the right messages out to our communities. Something I'm really proud of is, you know, being able to do a lot of our media and our communication and reach out to our Spanish speaking population. Sometimes it's a little bit challenging to do that, but you know, you go for it and you learn from it and you keep doing it. But the important thing was to be able to partner with folks and get the right information out to our community so they can make the best decision for themselves and their families.
Awesome, thank you. So conversely, what would you say is one of the most challenging aspects of your time at the county during the pandemic?
I think it was, the challenging part was hearing about some of the misinformation that was in our community. Looking at those numbers every day where we had, you know, certain zip codes that still had high, you know, COVID. And then when we went to vaccine opportunities, looking again, really using the data was important, but helping folks understand the data, getting the resources out based on that data was super important. But at time it was really hard to see some of those numbers in some of our communities that were impacted, right? And just being able to work together to move it forward was something that we needed to continue to strive. There were so many people, so many county staff, so many partners, so many people that just really worked day and night to address this. So while it was challenging and it was hard, it was super uplifting to be able to know that we were all doing this with that right, you know, end line and game and in the future, and just really needed to be done.
Yeah, this question that I have is kind of like out of the conversation that we've kind of been having, but where do you see the county going in 5 years in terms of public service and in terms of, you know, COVID impact, ramifications? Can you share a little bit about where you think that might go?
Yeah, so I think we're having been with the county 32 years, I've kind of seen it really evolved. And this is a very exciting time. And the reason I say that is, you know, when you look at the topics and the subjects and the framework for the future that our Board of Supervisors has brought forward, it is amazing. We're talking about climate, right? We're talking about economic recovery. We're building these new offices and talking about, you know, equity, but really diving deep into what that means. There's just so many new things that are happening. Myself, I got an opportunity in July to launch a new department. It's the new Department of Homeless Solutions and Equitable Communities. That's huge, right? So how do we do this countywide? How do we work with our partners? How do we really look at addressing inequities that address our communities and really working with partners in this established framework? There's just a lot of excitement going forward. And I know there's a true commitment to really look at what the impact of COVID has been on all different levels. And then leveraging, for example, some of the funding we're getting from the CDC. An example is the community health workers and the promotores, right? We've known for many years that that is a true integral part of our community, but now being able to actually get funding from the CDC to do this as a way we do business is an exciting opportunity. So I'm still, even though I have 32 years, super excited about what the next 5 years will be.
I'm happy that you're still looking forward. You've been doing an amazing job thus far, and I'm really excited to see what more you can contribute to the County of San Diego. So on behalf of them, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then our last wrap-up question is, how do you plan on continue celebrating the rest of Hispanic Heritage Month? How have you celebrated, and kind of leave us with some words of wisdom?
So for me, it's always about, well, a couple of things. So I recently did a conversation with our San Diego County Latino Association. This is our employee resource group. Had a great opportunity along with some other leaders in the county, Latino leaders, to really talk with, I would say, kind of like the newcomers, the up and coming group, and just make ourselves available to whatever, those folks need. And it's been amazing to see a lot of my own staff or employees really growing up in the ranks in all different ways. I love to celebrate with food. I love music. I oftentimes just like to be able to continue practicing my Spanish and be able to work with my partners. And we're really picking up our efforts again with our binational partners, which is exciting for me. For me, we are one fluid region. We are one binational region. We just really have such great opportunity and richness within our region. Being able to continue that is super exciting. And then I love reading. So reading lots of books and really looking at what that, how I can connect with the stories of our heritage and our cultures, and what does that mean? And then what can I carry forward as I move forward?
Well, Barbara, thank you so much. We really appreciate it at Tu Vida, everything that you stand for, all the dedication, the leadership, the efforts, the knowledge that you're spreading to the community. We really thank you so much. It's been an honor to be able to talk to you, but thank you so much, and happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Thank you.
Of course.